Hey everyone, Kwame here. So good to see you guys. Hope everything's going well. Hope your day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, has gone well. Today I want to talk about macOS and iPadOS. Right now, Apple has an interesting situation on their hands. So Apple just released their new iPad Pros, and they put an M1 chip in there, and you can spec it just like you can with you can spec it out to the same configuration power-wise as you can with the new M1 chip, like computer. So, up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, up to 2 terabytes of storage on both the 12.9 and 11-inch iPad Pros. Now, here's the thing with the iPad Pros right now, as of this recording, right, you can't do anything different than you can do with like the entry-level iPad Pro. Granted, that one has a lightning adapter on there. You can say this has a USB type C, USB 3, Thunderbolt 3, connector, so you can hook up to an external display. You can have faster, import media and things like that faster. LumaFusion, the video app that I like to use, did come out on Instagram, I believe, in a series of posts and said, one thing that they're gonna update to is being able to edit video off of an SSD. So that would be pretty cool. But you can do that, on a desktop computer. And that's the problem. These new iPads, if you spec them out with the same configuration with let's say the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and again, I'm going with the most expensive, but that 12.9-inch iPad Pro, 13 inches, let's just say, is about the same screen real estate size as a 13-inch MacBook Air or the MacBook Pro. And so when you spec that out, the iPad Pro with the keyboard case and like the Apple Pencil is way more expensive than the fully decked out MacBook Air. And as I said in my video talking about the iPad Pros, the difference is the MacBook Air can run macOS. And you can also run LumaFusion on there if you wanted to. And if there's any other apps that you are used to, like let's say Darkroom, for example, for photo editing, you can run those on the M1 computers, right? Yeah, of course you don't have touchscreen, but you have keyboard and mouse input. So I'm really curious and really confused about what they're going to do with the iPad Pros, because really what I would hope they would do is let you be able to run macOS on the iPad Pros, because then you have a situation where you could say, look, here's our computers, pick whatever form you like. If you want a tablet form, great, you have that. If you want a traditional clamshell laptop, we have 2 options for you there, 3 if you include the iPad Pro with the keyboard, but you also have desktops. You have the Mac Mini and the iMac. But knowing Apple, they're probably not going to do that. They're probably going to do something, hopefully they do something really updated with iPadOS 15. I don't know what that is though. Maybe it's bringing Final Cut and some of their other professional video editing and audio editing things to the iPad. But even then, you get a full web browser on macOS. You can have multiple web browsers, right? You can have Chrome, you can have Safari, Firefox, Opera, Brave. You can have all those on there, and they are full feature browsers. Where yes, you have a Safari, and they have almost like a full browser, but there are some things that don't work on there. For the day job, I have there's a email CMS that we use that doesn't work on the iPad, so I have to use it on a computer. I don't have any answers. I mean, obviously I'm not in the room with Apple, so I don't know what they're going to do, but it's really interesting that right now, if you're looking to get a new iPad or a new computer, you have really good choices, but the lines are really blurred on what they're gonna do with the iPad. Like I think the iPad's great, and I've been a champion of using the iPad for video editing, photo editing. I think you can do a lot with it. I could use an iPad for like 90% of what I do. The problem is when I want or need multiple applications, I like to have a Windows situation. I don't know. I just like the way that it works on a traditional desktop. even Chrome OS. Like I can have multiple windows and I can tab between them. You know, it works, I think, a lot better than on the iPad. And don't get me started with the Files app and the whole file system. Yes, it works. It's nice that we have that, but you know, it could be better. So I guess this video is, I hope for WWDC in June that Apple is going to open up the iPad to, it would be great if they open it up to macOS. I don't think they will, because they're gonna, you know, potentially cannibalize some of their other sales. I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but I think it could be a good thing. I don't think you need to put touch on a traditional computer like their MacBook Airs and all that. I actually don't like touch on my Chromebook has, you know, touch screen. I don't like touch on there because if it gets dirty, then the screen starts doing wonky things. So, you know, obviously keep it on the phone, keep it on the tablet, and leave the computer, I guess, the traditional way. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's really interesting. I think if you're looking at buying a new computer right now, the M1 Mac, you know, the M1 line of computers are great. And for 99% of, fine, 95% of people, those computers are what you need. You don't need anything else. Like there's people who are holding out for, you know, a better like M1X or M2. And you know, if you are shooting 12K footage, 8K raw footage, you know, multiple streams, and you're doing, you know, really big commercial jobs, then 100% you need that power. But for someone like me, even, you know, I have a project I'm working with a client right now that I'm hoping my M1 Mac will come sooner rather than later, because then I can finish it on this super fast machine versus using the current iMac I'm using, which is working, but it's, you know, if I put a transition on my timeline, it, you know, it slows way down. So those are my thoughts on the blurring of the lines of the iPad and the Mac line. What do you guys think? Are they blurring the lines, or you think there's, you know, distinct gaps between each products? I would love to see your comments. Let me know what you think down below. You know, of course, I talk a lot about Apple on this channel, and I'm not an Apple fanboy. You know, these are just tools for me, right? So whatever tool works the best, I will use that and talk about what I'm using. I don't predicate any, you know, I hope no one's looking at what I do and buys a computer or a camera just because I'm using it. You know, find what works for you. And for me, macOS and the iPadOS and having an iPhone, having that ecosystem just works right now. I've used Windows machines. I love Windows machines, but I really like Final Cut, and it's nice to work with LumaFusion and then being able to export that video package over to Final Cut if I want to finish it. But I've been using Final Cut more and more. I'm not prolific in it. I'm not like a pro or anything with it right now. I'm still learning how to use it. I will leave a link to a YouTube video that I'm watching. It's like an hour and a half. It's a really in-depth overview of Final Cut Pro. And what's really great about Final Cut, and I'm not trying to sell it, I'm just, the reason why I've been using it is they have a 90-day free trial. And if you uninstall it and then re-download the trial, you can get another 90 days. So I've done that several times, and it's the full Final Cut. And I finally just purchased it. I'm like, I can't do it a fourth time. That would be not right. You know, if I can purchase it, great, I'll purchase it. And it, you know, it's getting the job done right now. Thank you as always for watching these videos. Again, this is another car talk video. I don't know what to call these things. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.